Welcome to Books to Read Before You Die, the series where I talk about everything from must-read classics to modern fantasy that you need to add to your TBR. And today I'm excited to talk about my favorite author, Jhumpa Lahiri. Jhumpa Lahiri broke into the literary scene with her collection of short stories, The Interpreter of Maladies, which won the Pulitzer Prize in 2000. The first part of her career was really focused on teasing out the stories and experiences of Indian immigrants in America and their first generation children and how they adapted to cultures and how their children really kind of had to straddle these lines between American culture and Indian culture. Following the publication of The Interpreter of Maladies, Jhumpa Lahiri shifted focus to full-length novels, and she published 3 really excellent novels: The Namesake, which I would recommend anybody start with, The Lowland, and Unaccustomed Earth. For the past 10 years, she's been focused primarily on writing in Italian and then translating her work into English and translating other works from Italian into English. She's published a couple of great books over the past few years that are a departure from her stories about Indian immigrants in America. The first is Whereabouts, which takes place in an unnamed urban setting. And the other is Roman Stories, which is a collection of short stories getting back to her roots, coming kind of full circle on Interpreter of Maladies. Reading her work is a really rich experience. She's a beautiful writer who can really put the reader in the shoes of somebody whose culture that they don't experience on a daily basis. And there's a lot of emotion in her writing. There's this underlying current, I think, of some melancholy, but in a really beautiful way, and it provides the reader with a really beautiful experience. So if I had to pick a Jhumpa Lahiri book that you need to read before you die, it would easily be The Interpreter of Maladies, but a close runner-up is The Namesake. If you've read anything by Jhumpa Lahiri, tell us in the comments what you think, what you like, what you didn't like, and I'll see you next time.